Good morning, everybody. It's John. Yes, I know you can't see me right now. There's a reason for that. Take a quick gander. I'm right here. But I wanted to update everyone. To get directly to the point, I've bought a house. I've been busy with that here lately. And, I was been looking for quite a while, for a couple years now. Ideally, I wanted to get a property with a couple acres and start working on building a food forest. That didn't work out. It's a long story, but property here in the county that I live in is just, in the last year especially, has just gone crazy. The market is just unreal, and there's really not much out there on the market to buy. So I was kind of lucky. I bought it's a fixer-upper, and I've been working quite a bit um, on the house itself, inside and outside, and a little bit on the yard. So I haven't really updated yet on the yard itself. So I figured I'd go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to start, I guess you could say, like a new series on this channel, showing my progress on building an eventual food forest. So to begin with, I'm in the front yard. Here's the front yard here. Um, the total the total property is a half acre, just under a half acre. As you can see, just your typical front yard. Um, and I'll show you around a little bit. Over here, I just was working on this. I started some seeds for some Everglades cherry tomatoes. And when I bought the seeds, the person I bought them from was kind enough to send a few samples of pigeon peas. So I planted those seeds as well. We'll see how they do. And this is the front porch here. Some of my herbs that I had from, if you recall, if you've been following my gardening and stuff, I've had everything in pots because I've been renting. And so I'm so happy to have the opportunity to try to start getting out of pots now. But these are just some of the herbs. I got some sweet mint, peppermint, thyme, dill, and thyme. I tell you what, thyme is my new herb that I'm just crazy about. It's just a fabulous herb to cook with and season with. So if you haven't really been into thyme, check it out. I love it. And I put them here on the porch because I figured they would get just enough sunlight without getting too much of the direct hot summer sun that we have here in Florida. That's east, so it's going to get the east sun come up. That direction is due north, and that direction is due south. I also had ordered some cuttings, if you can see them in here. A couple cuttings. These are mulberries, but the roots were not very well developed when I got them, so I stuck them in here for right now. I didn't feel comfortable putting them directly in the ground. There's 6 of them, so I put them in here with this dill just to kind of get the roots set a little bit better before I actually put them into the ground. So we'll go ahead and mosey around here. The other day I got a rosemary and I planted it here. And the rosemary is another one of my favorite herbs to cook with, and they do really well just out in the yard. I've seen several big hedges in the area. Yesterday, this was my pecan that I had in a pot, so I went ahead and planted it yesterday. I wanted it kind of just in the center of the front yard, and then my plan is to take 2 of the mulberries and I'm going to plant them, one at an angle in front of the pecan tree here and one at another angle, and then the rest of them in the backyard. So coming around here, this is the south side. Now, the last hurricane had some trees come down, so I've been working on this. This was just a big mess. All of this piled up, so I've been little by little just cutting down the trees, cutting them up. I'm gonna just save it all for firewood. And as you can see, there's still some big limbs down on that fence there that I've got to work on. But my idea here is, this is the south side of the house. So this should have, with these trees, should have some protection from the north winds during the winter time, and maybe some protection from frost. Don't mind all this debris here, stuff I gotta clean up from where we were working. So I'm thinking about making this more like a for plants that are more of a tropical nature. See how well they do. I know that my neighbor over here, I've talked to her. She's got some, I don't know if you can see them, but she's got some bananas over there. She says she doesn't do anything with them during the wintertime, and they're doing fine. So I might get a couple. I think she offered to give me a couple pups. If not, I'll get some bananas from somewhere else. So I'm thinking about maybe planting a couple bananas here. I still want to experiment with papaya. I haven't had good luck with it so far, but things more of a tropical nature. We put it in here. That way the north wind will come in from this direction. It'll be protected by the side of the house, and then hopefully some protection from frost. And this ought to be the warmest part of the yard anyway for those types of plants. So we'll go around here. Now what I really liked about this property was the backyard, and you'll see why in a minute. And just excuse the mess. Like I said, I'm still moving in, getting set up. So my plan is, on this side here, this is just going to be all vegetable garden. I got to do something with this old aquarium. I haven't decided yet whether I want to keep doing an aquarium or not. It's so time consuming, maybe. But anyway, this is going to be vegetable garden. There's a fence here. I went ahead and I wanted to start me a little strawberry patch, so I dug up a little spot here, threw me a few strawberries in there, and I actually wanted to threw a couple Anaheim peppers in there as well. I love Anaheim peppers. If you've never eaten or grown those, they're wonderful. So we'll come around. Here's the backyard. Previous owners had all kind of cool plants they've had growing here. So like I said, this is what I love about this property, is this backyard, because there's so much potential. It's kind of grown up, which I actually like. And then there's a lot of debris down from the hurricane, which I'm going to have to work on clearing. But for me, the way I'm thinking of it is, it gives me the opportunity to clear what I want to clear, how I want it cleared, if I want it cleared. I mean, I'm not going to cut everything down, for obvious reasons, but it also gives me the opportunity to plant where I want to plant, so I can be selective about where I put things. Come around here. This is everything from where I was at, everything else except for what I've already put up front. So these are wild black cherries. What I want to do, my thought is, I want to try to plant as many native plants as I can that are edibles, fruit bearing or nut bearing or edible in some way. So these are wild black cherries. They're doing good. Not sure yet where I'm going to put them, but we'll see. I've got a couple lemongrass. I like cooking with lemongrass. So they're doing good. This is my pear. I need to get him in the ground pretty soon, and I'm thinking about putting him over near that fence, and then around it I have 3 blueberries that I'm going to plant. 1, 2, and 3. So 3 blueberries. This is a raspberry. I had 3 good raspberries, and this is the only one that came back. This is a key lime, a Meyer lemon, 2 figs, and this one here, if you can see, is actually gonna produce some fruit this year. I don't know how well you can see that. And then I have another fig here that's quite a bit taller. This is took a beating this winter, but I'm hoping it'll come back okay. This is Camellia Sinensis, or what a lot of people call the tea plant, where you can get green and black tea from. I've got 2 pawpaws, 1 and 2. We'll see how those pawpaws do. I've never dealt with them before. Let's see here. Table olive, just something that I wanted to fool with. We'll see how they do. Actually, I just noticed some flowers. Lots of flowers. Oh wow, look at that. Just noticing that. So yeah, maybe I'll get some olives this year off of it. 3 Skepadon vines, which I just I have them temporarily just sitting there with these trellises so that they can grow. They won't attach to other plants because those runners will attach to anything. So I just went ahead and put them on here. That way they stay off my other trees. And before I left my old place, I took some cuttings of American Beautyberry, which I want to try to grow. And we'll see how they do. I don't know how well they're going to do. Alright, we'll come back on around here. And we're back on the south side of the house. As you can see, I got a lot of work to do here. But I'm thinking I'm going to put my Meyer lemon right here in this corner. And then my lime right here on this corner. And then this will be the back side of the excuse me, sorry about that, the tropical area. And then I just got to get all this cleaned up. Put a few things along this fence line. All that's got to be cleaned up. But that leaves for a great opportunity for a lot of mulch, a lot of compost. That's what I like about it. One of the things. That's the other fence line. I'll probably grow some things along there. The cool thing is there's already a couple pecan trees in the yard. So my juvenile pecan in the front yard should be just fine. Now, coming around here, one of the things that I thought was cool is there's already some figs growing here. So as you can see, it's kind of in amongst these other things, but that's okay. I love it. I think this is awesome. If you ask me, I'm going to do some selective cutting and trimming. A lot of blackberries. I'm not going to cut them back until I get all the blackberries, or the birds get them. Whoever gets to them first. Probably the birds, more than likely. I see something new every time I walk back here. See that right there? Those flowers? That's honeysuckle. I never noticed it before till just now. That's a honeysuckle vine running through there. Cool. But you can see the fig. I think there's 2, possibly 3, or maybe just 2 different fig trees growing up in all this. Because you can see some of it growing back there, some of it growing here. Looks great. I don't see any fruit setting. But that's okay. That might be fruit in there, but it's very small. Oh, there's one. Probably can't see it. Okay. So there's some fruit setting on this fig here. Alright. We'll come around here to the back side of this property. And I really love this. To me, this is just awesome. You're gonna need some work. I have to take this limb down, obviously. There's a power pole back here, so that's awesome because I can opens up opportunities on what I can do back here. But you see this here is gonna have to get cut. That's a hazard. And they had some concrete slabs back here. I think they had some sheds that were destroyed in the hurricane. So that's cool. Leaves a lot of opportunity for me. And see, here's some more figs coming out. So this one right here, this is a whole separate fig tree. So yeah, there's three, looks to me, 3 different figs. So that's awesome. And then back around to this side here. Again, to me, I see lots of opportunity. I love it, especially this area back here. So yeah, this is going to be episode 1 of the Food Forest series. Now, this is probably going to be something that I do maybe once a month, or at the most once every couple weeks, because you know there's just not a whole lot to show as far as that goes. It's not like, you know, every day or a couple times a week. That would just be too much. If I get started on any project that I think people might be interested in watching, I'll go ahead and film it. But yeah, if you're interested in watching the progress on this and see how it comes along, you know, hey, go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I put up a new video. I'm loving all these blackberries, man. I don't know if y'all can see them. There are blackberries everywhere. A few of them have ripened, but not too many so far. So. All right, well, I'm gonna leave it at that. I just wanted to kind of update everybody on what was going on here, and just give a quick tour of the yard as it is now. What I've got so far that needs to go in the ground. So almost all that's going to need to go in the ground. There's a few things that I'm going to leave in pots. I think they're just going to do better in pots, especially come winter time. But the pecan went in the ground. My next project is the Meyer lemon and the key lime. Those need to go in the ground pretty badly. And then the pear tree and the blueberries. And then just on from there. I do have to, I've got to build some kind of a good trellising system. Maybe 2, one for my skeppadons, and I am interested in just growing regular grapes. My sister, she lives in this area, and she's had a lot of success growing grapes, so I'd like to give it a try as well. I love some grapes now. But yeah, so that's it. I'll go ahead and stop it here, and you know, keep coming back, and let's see how things go, and I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.